Hey guys, so today I'm going to share with you guys how to make shredded beef enchiladas. So in my grocery haul, I asked you guys if you wanted to see the recipe and you guys said yes. So this is also a Weight Watcher recipe. So if you follow Weight Watchers, it's going to be 11 points per enchilada. So it turned out really good. So let's just go ahead and hop into it. Tanner, you going to say hi? Hi. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so you're gonna need some sort of beef. So what I have is a chuck roast round steak. So I'm using steak for my meat. And then you're gonna need a can of enchilada sauce. And then also a can of diced tomatoes. And I like to get mine with the green chilies. And then you're gonna want to get some sort of broth for a base for your crock pot. So I just had leftover beef broth, so that's what I'm using. And then you're also gonna need some sort of tortillas. And also some sort of rice. So I'm using the Uncle Ben's Spanish rice. And then you're also going to need some cheese, which I have in the fridge. So the first thing I did is I coated the bottom of my crock pot with some beef broth, and then I'm just going to go ahead and cover the top of it. So I want to make sure that there's a lot of moisture in here for it to cook. And then we're just going to put the lid on this baby. It's about 8:30 in the morning. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on low. So I'm going to cook it on low for about 5 hours, and then the last hour and a half I'm going to turn it on to high. So now this is just going to cook in the crock pot all day long. Okay, so the steak has been cooking for about 5 hours so far, so this is what it's going to look like right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the steak out and put it on the cutting board and start cutting it up, and then I'm going to go ahead and drain the broth that's inside here because I don't want all the excess. Go ahead and start shredding the beef with a fork because we are making shredded beef enchiladas. So it's going to be really easy to go ahead and shred the beef once it's been cooking in the broth for quite a few hours. It makes the shredding part really easy. So that's all I'm doing right now. And at this point the meat is fully cooked, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep the setting on low as I continue to cook the rest of the meat. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add a can of the diced tomatoes with green chilies into the crock pot. So I'm going to add this in here. And then I'm going to go ahead and place all the beef back into the crock pot. Just like that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and let this cook on low for probably about another 30 minutes just to get the flavor of the green chilies into the beef. And then I'm going to go ahead and start assembling my enchiladas. Okay, so I'm also going to pop in the Uncle Ben's Ready Rice Spanish style, and this guy goes in just for 90 seconds, so really easy on that one. Okay, so the rice is ready. This guy is so easy, you guys. You just have to tear the top and pop it in the microwave, and then it's done. So now we're going to add this guy into the crock pot. And then we're just going to go ahead and give everything a stir. So I'm just going to go ahead and cook this guy for probably about maybe another 15 minutes. Just stir everything together, cook everything for about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and start assembling my enchiladas. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and use some of the red enchilada sauce, and what I'm going to do is add a little bit to my Pyrex dish to coat the bottom of it. So just a little bit. And I'm going to spread the enchilada sauce to coat the bottom of the pan. Go ahead and start assembling the enchiladas. So I'm using the Mission whole wheat tortillas. So I'm hoping to get about 8 of these enchiladas into the dish. If you don't have a glass Pyrex dish, you need to invest in one because it is like the best thing ever. So I'm going to go into the crock pot and just start getting a mixture of my meat and rice mixture. and start adding it to the tortillas. And then just start adding them into, and then I'm just gonna start adding the tortillas to the dish. And another hack you can do if your kids are not one to eat enchiladas, you can always save 2 of the tortillas and save a little extra cheese, and then the adults can have enchiladas and then the kids can just have a cheese quesadilla. So that's typically what we do in our house, so that way I'm not having to make 2 separate dinner meals. I can go ahead and just make the kids quesadillas with the extra tortillas and cheese that we're already gonna have left over. So when it comes to the meal plan, that's how you can avoid having to do like 2 different separate meals for kids and adults. So it works out pretty well. And this is my secret to getting my husband to eat some more vegetables, is I sneak the vegetables into the enchiladas. So he's getting some green chilies and he's also getting some tomatoes in here. So that is how I sneak in those veggies. Well, technically I think a tomato is a fruit because it grows on a vine. What do you guys think? Tomato, is it a fruit or a veggie? I always thought veggie, but I think there's a debate that it is a fruit. I think it's a fruit. Okay, so my mixture made a total of 8 enchiladas. So pretty much I got all of it out of there. So there's a little bit left that could have been scraped out, but I'm not going to do that. So then we're going to go ahead and pour the remaining enchilada sauce on top. So just make sure it is an even coat. So this is just the red enchilada sauce. You could do green enchilada sauce if you like green better, but I prefer the red. All right, and now the best part to any Mexican dish is the cheese. Come on, guys, it has to be the cheese. So I'm just doing a cup of cheese. So I'm gonna add a little bit more. All right, so I wanna make it about 1 cup of cheese. Now you can add more cheese if you want, but I have calculated the nutrition facts for Weight Watchers. So if you are on a Weight Watchers plan, 1 of these enchiladas is going to equal 11 points. So that's with the cheese. I calculated everything. So I'll go ahead and leave this recipe below that I created. But it's going to be 11 points on Weight Watchers for 1 of the enchiladas. So yeah, so what I'm going to do now is go ahead, and since the meat is already cooked, the meat is hot, all we really need to do is just heat it up enough to melt the cheese. So I'm going to pop it into the oven I'm going to bake it at 350, and I'm just going to bake it for about 15 minutes because that's all it really needs to go ahead and melt the cheese and get everything nice and hot and ready for preparing. And you guys, if you are not cleaning while your stuff is cooking, you really need to start doing that, because it makes it to where after dinner is done, like the cleanup is super easy. So if you are not cleaning while you're cooking, you really should get in the habit of starting to do that, because it just makes everything a lot easier. So I know for me, like when I'm done eating, I get into like a full-blown like food coma, and I really don't want to do much other than just lounge around and watch TV and stuff like that. Sorry if I'm like hanging out. This is the real life of breastfeeding. So they just hang out. They like to hang out. So anyways, what was I talking about? Now that I can stop talking about my boobs, let's talk about cleaning while your food is cooking. So that's a way that you're going to be able to, spend some more time with the family after dinner and not have to worry about rushing to clean everything. I hate having dirty kitchen. It just bugs the crap out of me. So if I can clean while I'm cooking, it's the best thing. All right, and there you have it, guys. It is all done. So now it's time for the taste test. Okay, so for Weight Watcher purposes, 1 of the enchiladas, like I mentioned, is 11 points, and then you pair, you can have as much fruits and vegetables as you want. So I have a large heaping serving of green beans. So this whole plate for me will be 11 points. So is this meal husband approved? Would you eat it again if I made it? I guess the real question is, would you reach for this for leftovers in the fridge? That really tells it all.
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
So,
even though it's making me sweat a little bit.
Because he's a little sensitive with spice. So if you're cooking for someone who's sensitive to spice, maybe omit the green chilies.
Green chilies are a little spicy.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. Thank you guys so much for watching. So don't forget to like this video so I know you have enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel and let me know if you want to see more food videos here on my channel. So I'm trying to get more mommy related things, household things onto my channel because, you know, aside from couponing, that is my life as well. Mom life is my life. So I would like to incorporate more of that to my channel as well. So I will talk to everyone later. Bye.